Well, thank you very much. Today, as just said, we present to you two proposals to advance our digital agenda. The first proposal is a new regulation for the European high-performance computing joint undertaking. And the second proposal is a recommendation for member states to boost investment in connectivity infrastructure. High performance or supercomputers, they are really important for our future. They support the health sector by, for instance, creating what you could call a digital human twin. Like this, we can stimulate trillions of processes and molecules of the human body to advance treatments, tackle diseases or viruses, and improve diagnostics. We can use supercomputers to investigate options and designs of efficient Earth system modeling, what we call sort of the planet Earth twin. That will inform but also advance policymaking, and it will help us to find solutions when we're fighting climate change. Supercomputers, they can support businesses to innovate, to test, and to scale up much beyond what we have today. In October 2018, we put together with member states and private contributors 1.5 billion euros to the first joint undertaking on high-performance computing. Now we want to scale up and to continue this ambition in the next Multiannual Financial Framework, with a further total of 8 billion euros to be invested in this digital capacity. Connectivity, obvious, is the backbone for digital solutions. We want to speed up the investment in high-speed internet for businesses, public services, and for citizens as such. It is needed to accelerate our efforts when it comes to 5G deployment. Due to COVID, some of the auctions when it comes to frequencies for 5G, they were delayed. But we should not slow down these investments. So we call on member states to develop a toolbox with best practices as to how to invest in connectivity. These are just two tangible examples as to how we can advance our digital agenda, because if not, well, then we remain in the situation we're in now, and even though we have seen how connectivity helped us during the lockdown, I also think a lot of people and businesses realize that we have to push further on. All changes, they need a driver, and they need a purpose to happen. And for the coming decade, we need to have these drivers very clear in our mind. The most fundamental driver is to serve the people. A digital transformation that includes an accountable, democratic, and fair economy will help us to do better. I think we all agree that the digital transformation had brought many advances to our society. Access to innovative and convenient services for citizens, new ways for companies to reach their consumers, their customers. But in that respect, in spite of all the progress made, it is very important that we do not let a few, literally a handful, of privately owned companies define the rules of the game for the marketplaces that they have created, if done so in an unfair manner. With size comes responsibility. With size also comes economic power for some companies to dominate markets in ways that threaten fair competition. So in the coming December, we will table the Digital Services Act. We will propose a new competition tool. And the aim of those proposals is to ensure a fully functioning and competitive single market for digital services based on European values. For each and every one of us, I think that the things that happen close to home is the one that matters the most. solutions that ease our lives, well, they also change our behavior. For instance, to be able to do digital tax declarations instead of having to file on paper, connected cashiers that directly transmit data to the tax authority to prevent tax evasion, but also to prevent sort of the long processing on paper by the end of the year. It could be electronic prescriptions that allows you to pick up necessary medicines at every pharmacy that you pass. All of this is useful no matter where you are in Europe. And we want to enable the access to public, private, and cross-border services, and to use these in a seamless manner and in a data-secure way. Of course, it's very important that we can identify ourselves. So we will soon propose a secure European e-identity. And this will not only enable us to identify ourselves, it will also enable us to get better control of our data. I think it's a thing where everyone has a worry if you get it right on a daily basis if we are fully in control. Just a couple of examples. During COVID-19, Greece set up within 24 hours a special number where requests for permission for special outings were sent by SMS, and then the authorization was sent back to the mobile so that everyone, they knew that on their phone they had the necessary permits when they were going out during lockdown. This very simple idea empowered citizens and created a trust in digital services that the government have launched now over the last couple of months. And the public sector, as illustrated with this example, can be a better enabler of change. Latvia have introduced large-scale communication and training programs to enable people to get better digital skills when they use digital services. That is a change that benefits every citizen, but also every business. So in order to create this drive, we propose to invest 20% of the Recovery and Resilience Facility in digital transformation. This target will focus minds so that we incorporate in our recovery that we can leapfrog to a better use of digital technologies. There's a lot of money to spend in the Recovery Fund, and these targets will help us spend them wisely. Because here we can also make sure that the public spending will crowd in private investment and stimulate innovation and competition throughout Europe. A combination of public and private investment is necessary to achieve not only the digital transformation that we want, but also the recovery that we want. The target of 20%, that is ambitious, as we have challenges ahead of us that are huge. And we will work very closely with member states to enable how this can be integrated in recovery plans, but also how to tack the different investments to make sure that we actually do reach our targets. Cross-border and multi-country projects, of course, they are close to our heart, and they should be very important in this context. The last but not least, we hope that many member states will invest in digital skills. Today, only just above 60% have the necessary basic skills today, so 40% remaining. And if we want everyone to be able to benefit, of course, this is a very important, very fundamental investment. And here we have a tool, the Recovery and Resilience plans. They will help us to do this. It may seem as this is long overdue, but if you look at member states who've been pushing forward, you see the benefits that comes also with a digital recovery. And today, I think we have taken two very tangible and very concrete steps also to enhance the best use of digital technologies. Thierry?